So we got Ember here in classic pre-labor. You can see how that hind leg's extended out. She's kind of in concentration, little wide-eyed. I came out, she was on her knees. They'll sit up on their knees and kind of position. Okay, yeah, so say how she's kind of craning her head back and doing that. This classic stuff. Putting her tail curled back up over her back. Yep, there's a contraction right there. So this is pre-labor positioning. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bubble coming out here pretty soon. That's a teeny little push. She's definitely not pushing, but she's imminent and not far out at all. So we're gonna have babies here pretty soon with here with Ember, and she's big as a house. I'm just curious how many are in there. All right, Ember, go, Ember, go. The other thing that these does do, but not all the time, again, this is all organic and varies from goat to goat, but Ember's grinding her teeth as well. And a lot of times, grinding their teeth is a sign that a goat is in pain. And so that's something that I don't notice super often. It's probably 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6 does, but she's grinding her teeth as well, and that's something you want to listen for. And yeah, classic pre-labor positioning here. Leg out on her side, it's underneath that hay, but she'll just sit there and keep pushing that hay away with that far leg, and that's how it goes. So when you have somebody helping you with this, you don't want to be putting pressure on the abdomen. So usually what I'll do is kind of position them against a wall. That way they can't get away from me. I can control her here. He's controlling her up there, and then I'll be going in, and I can kind of do both at once. So Travis's primary pressure is going to be on these front shoulders. So let's go ahead and get her up. I don't want to get my hand dirty. All right, so again, I'm also going to want to wash the area itself and get this all scrubbed up and cleaned up, because again, when you put your hand in there, you're pushing in bacteria. So we're going to want this whole area kind of scrubbed up and clean. Okay, so we're just going to go in first and just feel just on the inside here. All right, I have no baby there. Now what I do is put my finger, and I have huge hands, so these guys always, and she may start kind of pushing and contracting as I'm doing this. And I just go in slow. We don't need to go in fast or hard or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know, honey. Okay, I can feel the bubble. The bubble's on the other side. Good girl. See, so she's pushing now, and that's common. This will create contractions. So the cervix is definitely open, and I have a full bubble. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, I feel hooves. Okay, now I'm through the cervix. I don't feel anything that is causing, I feel hooves, and they're moving. It's not a big baby. Okay, I feel a head as well. So I don't feel 2 that I can feel so far. So she's fully dilated. She's been pushing. So now I'm just kind of assessing and feeling around the edges to see if I can feel multiple babies. Seems like she's presenting. Okay, let's see. Why isn't she pushing this out? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull out. Good girl. And then what I'm going to do, okay, let's go ahead and let her go. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to see if that progresses her labor, because I don't feel anything that causes me like concern that she has multiples in there. Good girl, good girl. So that may have stimulated her enough to where she'll start pushing. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time, see if she starts pushing a little more. I could have grabbed the legs, I could have grabbed that and started pulling, but I want to see instead if that stimulated the labor for her to continue to go, and we'll observe her for a little bit. So remember, in situations like this, pausing is always a good choice. You don't have to go fast. The baby's still alive. I can feel it moving. Umbilical's in place. It looks like it's presenting right, and I'm still a little mystified why she's hung up. But I didn't feel any other babies around, but that bubble is still in place. So I'm feeling pieces parts, but I'm not feeling another baby around the edge. So she should be progressing on her own. She's fully dilated, and so we're going to give her probably another 10-15 minutes to see if that kind of got something going, and when something starts happening, we'll come back to you. All right, so it's been 10-ish, almost 15 minutes. She's actually pushing more aggressively now. They're still intermittent. She's not pushing hard like she should be. And so she's acting hypocalcemic or in ketosis. But I don't see any of the visible signs of that. Lethargy, tender-footed walk, super lazy, no energy, that sort of thing. She's her normal self. So I don't, so here's a push. Let's see, that's, okay, there's a double. So as long as she kind of keeps doing this for a little bit, but if she just keeps hanging up and hanging up and hanging up like this, she should be pushing harder. So something's going on. Either she's hypocalcemic, in ketosis, which causes lazy birthing. These are the symptoms during birthing that you'll see when a doe, but I would be seeing this for multiple days leading up to this. I would see, okay, her energy is down, she's walking tender-footed, she's wobbling around, she always is laying down. I didn't see any of those symptoms in her, and we've been watching her close. But this is what the laboring looks like when that shows up. So that's why I'm more skeptical that something's hung up. But I've already gone in, we've definitely stimulated more aggressive contractions. So I'm going to give her a bit more time for sure, because she is progressing, not in terms of we don't see a bubble yet, those sorts of things, but she's progressing, that she's pushing harder than she was. So we'll keep an eye on her for another 10 or 15 minutes, kind of see how she's going. And if she's not getting any more than these two little kind of pushes and it doesn't progress and get more aggressive in her pushing, then we will change our plan. All right. So that's where we're at for now. All right, so Ember is just not progressing. She's super lazy pushing, so she gives two little pushes. The bubble has come out to where I can feel it on the other side, so she's made that much progress in a half hour. It is not a big baby, so either she's dealing with some ketosis stuff, hypocalcemia, or she's hung up in there in a way that I couldn't determine. But she is not progressing. She's been actively laboring and pushing now for probably hour and 45 minutes. It's too long. And so I'm going to go in and pull this baby now. He's just right on the other side. He's presenting properly. See, here's another push. So you got one push, two pushes. Ooh, that's three. Ooh, that's four. Okay, well, she just created some progress. So let's hang on for a little bit more. I want her to push this baby out on her own if we can. So the risk in this scenario is that she's so tired by the third one that she has to have assistance. So my hope is that she'll create progress. That's the first time she's pushed 3 times in a row, and I began to see a little bit of tissue come out there. It's not the bubble yet. But seeing that more aggressive push, I'm going to see kind of how the next couple of pushes are before I decide to go in, but we'll see where it goes from here. Sorry for all the updates, but this is an organic thing. All right, so she's had 2 aggressive pushes, much closer together. She was 1:45 a few minutes ago. Now she's like every 30 seconds, and she's getting trios of push. And I saw the bubble. The head's right on the other side. So she's progressing on her own. I'm going to leave her alone. She's moving slow, but, you know, she just may be moving slow. So we're going to let her continue to do it. And good thing, you know, patience always pays off. This is never an emergency moment except for in very few situations. So we're going to let her continue to progress. I saw the bubble on the last push, so she's close. So we'll let her keep progressing and see if she can get her done and see if these get a little closer in time duration. But she only had about 30 seconds between contractions last time. So we'll see how this next, here, looks like here's another one. So we'll see how this one goes. Yep. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, solid. Okay. Awesome. Good girl. This is what we've been looking for. Nice. Good girl. Okay. I am not going to pop that bubble because I already feel like I know the position, hopefully. So let's see. Sometimes they can change as they come through, but I believe that's a head right there. But I'm not sure. I can't see clearly. We're going to see how this goes. Good girl. Good girl. I could see what that is. Yeah, it's a hoof. Yeah, it's a hoof. Good girl. You're going to push this one out yourself. Good girl. Okay, so there's the head on top, just in right position. We're going to go ahead and next time she pushes, I'm going to kind of help her to continue to create progress. Now, the reason I do this, you guys, is because there's always more to come, right? She's already tired. She's been pushing for a long time. She's getting tired. And so I like to try to kind of just help her to continue to create progress. Good. All right, honey, here you go. Here you go, sweetie. Yeah. Good girl.
It is little, huh?
Yeah, not teeny, but not huge. Good. Yeah. Nice. He's pretty snuffly. Let me get him. There we go. Hi. Welcome. Welcome. Good job. Okay. Look at you. Yeah, he's pretty snuffly. Come here, buddy. Did I get you?
A little bit.
There you go, sweetie. Let's cover that up for now. There you go. All right. Good deal. I'm glad I didn't have to go in and yank this one. Okay, so he looks healthy and good. So So we made it, and she did a good job on her own. She just progressed slowly in a weird way. But yeah, I'm glad everything went well. All right, number 2's coming. Good girl. Good girl. So Bubbles back there, she's looking good. I haven't seen what it looks like at all yet, but we're gonna assume it looks great. And that she is gonna do it all herself. Good girl. I see hooves. I see a head, so everything looks good, and this one's gonna come fast. You're doing good, honey. Keep it coming. You're doing good. I'm just trying to keep his face out of the muck. Come on, honey. Come on, honey. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. All right. Hi there, buddy. Yeah, just pull him away. All right. All right. Got it. You did good, sweetie. You got that second one out. Nice job. Another little elf-eared guy. There you go, sweetie. Another girl. All right, so debrief on Ember. Here they are, these little frosty, awesome little girls. They're so cute. And that is Monkey's 2 little girls again. So we got one big ear and one elf ear. So cute. So debrief on the birth. That's a time where I can honestly say I probably shouldn't have gone in, but I've seen that type of laboring many, many times. And when it's like that, almost always there's a dead baby, there's, 2 babies in the pipe, there's a baby with a head back. She ended up laboring over 2 hours, and it was just at the very end where she got serious, and I'm glad I pulled back out and let her do her natural process. So that was a really good call. But in that same situation, I would have done the same again. I would have checked. So I didn't probably do the wrong thing, but at the same time, you never want to enter unless you have to enter. And, that was a situation where I really felt like we had some trouble, and I needed to make sure we didn't have trouble. And so there it is. They're healthy. Ember's healthy. She's doing super good. And we got 2 beautiful little girls out here, and they are so cute.